Okay, let's see some examples on uncertainty analysis. So first it is given P is equal to Vi. If V is equal to 100 plus minus 2 volt, it is measured value of voltage, and I is equal to 10 plus minus 0.2 ampere, that is measured value of current. Determine the unexpected uncertainty in power. Okay, so let's look at the solution. So it is given P is equal to Vi, where V is voltage, I is current. So the true value of the power will be 100 into 10, that is 100 into 10 true values of voltage and current, that is 1000 watts. Now del P will be equal to under root partial derivative of power with respect to voltage, absolute uncertainty whole square, plus partial derivative of power with respect to current, then absolute uncertainty of current whole square plus under root. So if you plug the value, under root I will be the partial derivative of P with respect to V into 2 uncertainty in voltage square plus V, that is partial derivative P with respect to I into uncertainty of current, that is 0.2 whole square. If you plug the value, true values V and I, 10 into 2 whole square plus 100 into 0.2 whole square under root, that comes out to be 28.3 watts. Okay, so you can write power now properly, 1000 watt plus minus 28.3 watt, or if you want to write in percentage, 28.3 divided by 1000 into 100, that comes out to be 22.83%. So your power will be 1000 watt and with plus minus uncertainty of 2.83%. Okay, next question. So it is given that the resistance of a certain size of copper wire is given by R is equal to R0 whole bracket 1 plus alpha capital T minus 20. The resistance R0 is 6 ohm plus minus 0.3%. The temperature coefficient alpha is 0.004 per degree Celsius per plus minus 1%, and the temperature T is 30 degrees Celsius plus minus 1 degree Celsius. You have to compute the uncertainty in R at 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, let's look at the solution. So we know the uncertainty in R can be calculated like this: under root dr by dr0 partial derivative of R with respect to R0 del R0 whole square plus dr by d alpha del alpha whole square plus dr by dt del t whole square under root. Okay, so this is the uncertainty in R. So you need all the 6 terms. Okay, so dr by dr0, first you will calculate. You just differentiate partially with respect to R0, you will get 1 plus alpha T minus 20. Plug the nominal values, alpha is 0.004, T is 30. Okay, here nominal values, you will get 1.04, that is dr by dr0. Similarly, dr by d alpha you will calculate, that is R0 T minus 20. If you differentiate this equation with respect to alpha, you will get R0 T minus 20, that is 6 into 30 minus 20, that is 60. Similarly, dr by d T if you will calculate, that comes out to be R0 alpha, which is 6 into 0.004, that is 0.024. So you got 3 terms. Now you want del R0, del R alpha, del T. Okay, so if you will look properly, here the del T is given in nominal form, like not in percentage, that is 1 degree Celsius, but these guys are given in percentage, so you have to convert them into nominal values. So 0.3 percentage of del R0 divided by 6 is the true value into 100, that will give you del R0 in ohms, that is 0.018. Okay, similarly if you use this, 1% will be equal to del alpha divided by 0.004 into 100, that will give del alpha is equal to 4 into 10 power minus 5 per degree Celsius. This is in ohm per degree Celsius. Okay, so in question it was given in percentage, we converted in per degree Celsius and ohm form, and del T is already given in normal form, that is 1 degree Celsius. So now you have all the 6 terms. You plug the value here, you will get del R equal to 0.0305 ohm. Okay, so R can be written as 6.24, which is the nominal value of R. Means if you plug R0 is equal to 6, alpha is equal to 0.004 and T is equal to 30, you will get true value of R, that is 6.24 ohm plus minus 0.0305 ohm. If you calculate in percentage, what you will get is 6.24 plus minus 0.49%, means 0.0305 divided by 6.24 into 100, that is 0.49%. Okay, so this will be your answer. Uncertainty is del R, that is 0.0305 or 0.49%. Okay, let's see next question. So it is given that two resistors R1 and R2 are connected first in series and then in parallel, that R1 is equal to 10 ohm plus minus 0.5 ohm and R2 is 10 ohm plus minus 0.5 ohm. Then find the uncertainty in resistance for the both the combinations. First is when it is connected in series and then when it is connected in parallel. Okay. Okay, let's see the first case. In series case, what will happen? Your true value of resistance will be R1 plus R2, that is RS, that is 10 plus 10, it is 20 ohm. Now uncertainty in RS can be calculated as under root of the partial derivative of RS with respect to R1 del R1 whole square plus partial derivative of RS with respect to R2 del R2 whole square. If you calculate the partial derivatives, it will come out to be 1. Okay, with respect to R1 and R2 both. So 1 del R1 square plus del R2 square under root you have to take. So del R1 del R2 are 0.5. So 0.5 square plus 0.5 square under root, that comes out to be half. So your resistance, uncertainty in resistance will be half, and resistance can be written, series resistance can be written as 20 plus minus 0.5 ohm or 20 plus minus 2.5%. Okay, this is the case of series. Now we'll go for parallel case. Okay, let's see the parallel case now. So Rp will be equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. If you plug the true values, that is 10 10, what you will get is 10 into 10 divided by 10 plus 10, that is 5 ohm. So now uncertainty can be calculated as under root partial derivative of Rp with respect to R1 into del R1 whole square plus partial derivative of Rp with respect to R2 del R2 whole square under root. That will come out to be under root 1 by 4 into 0.5 whole square plus 1 by 4 into 0.5 whole square. 0.5 is given and 1 by 4 is dRp divided by dR1 and dRp divided by dR2, which will be R2 square divided by R1 plus R2 whole square, R1 square divided by R1 plus R2 whole square. Just differentiate with respect to the partially with respect to R1 once, you will get this. With respect to 2, you will get this. Okay. Since R1 and R2 nominal true values are 10 ohm, so in both the cases you will get the derivatives 1 by 4. Okay, so if you plug the values, you will get 0.175 ohm, that is your del Rp. So your Rp can be written as 5 ohm plus minus 0.175 ohm or 5 ohm plus minus 3.5%. Okay, this will be your answer in parallel case, and what we saw before was answer in series case. Okay, let's see accuracy and precision. So accuracy is something, the ability of an instrument to measure the quantity under measurement close to its true value. That is called the accuracy of an instrument. For example, if you are measuring a resistance of 10 ohm, let's say first instrument measured 9.9 ohm and second instrument measured this resistance as 9.4 ohm. So in this case, instrument 1 is having better accuracy than the instrument 2 because it is producing the value of resistance very close to the true value. Okay, so quantity under measurement is resistance, its true value was 10 ohm, and how close it is defines the accuracy. So this one is instrument 1 is producing very close to the true value, so this means this is highly accurate first instrument, and second instrument is less accurate. Okay, so precision, if you will see, it is the ability of an instrument to reproduce the same reading again and again, and it is also called as repeatability of the instrument. Okay, so for example, if you have resistance of 10 ohm and if you take 5 readings from one instrument, that is R1 10 ohm, R2 9.9 ohm, R3 11 ohm, R4 10 ohm, these are the values of resistances shown by the instrument 1 when you took 5 readings. Okay, the same resistance it appears at 10 ohm, 9.9 ohm, 11 ohm, 10 ohm. Now in the second instrument, what we did the same process. sorry, we took only 4 readings. Okay, then in the second instrument, with the second instrument, you again took the 4 readings of the same register, that, and it showed 10 ohm first time, second time it showed 10 ohm, third time it showed 11 ohm, fourth time it showed 10 ohm. So you can clearly see the instrument 2 is far better in reproducing the results as compared to the first instrument, because it is producing 10 ohm 2 times, it is producing 10 ohms 3 times, which is actually the true value of resistance. So the ability of instrument to produce the same reading whenever you have a lot of measurements, that ability of the instrument is called as precision. Okay, it has nothing to do with the closeness of the value to the true value. It is just how many times it is producing the same resistance value. So it does not mean if you have a third instrument that is producing 11 ohm, R2 11 ohm, R3 11 ohm, and R4 11 ohm, then this will have far better precision than this instrument, because it does not depend on the how close it is measuring the value to the true value. It depends upon how many times it is producing the same reading. If the instrument will produce same reading every time, this means you will say the instrument is highly precise. Okay, that is what precision means. So here double tick instrument will be high precision, will be highly precise as compared to the single tick instrument, and which is preciser than the non-tick instrument. Okay, so I hope you got the essence. So it is not like it is important to produce the reading as close to the true value. It is just how many times you produce the same reading that defines the precision of an instrument, whereas here you have to measure that how close it is observing the value close to true value. Okay, so I hope you got the essence. These are the properties of instrument. Okay, so there are 2 terms used in the accuracy. One is absolute accuracy, second is relative accuracy. The absolute accuracy is defined as mod of maximum deviation of the reading from true value, and relative accuracy is defined as this absolute accuracy divided by true value into 100. Okay, so this is the maximum deviation of the readings what you take from the instrument from the true value. Okay, let's see an example. A voltmeter is used for reading on an standard value of 50 volts. The following readings are obtained: 47, 52, 51 and 48 volts. So if you want to calculate absolute and relative accuracy, so you go via this process. So true value is 50 volts. Your deviations will be D1, D2, D3, D4, that is 47 minus 50, that is minus 3, 52 minus 50, that is 2, 51 minus 50, that is 1, and 48 minus 50, that is minus 2. So whatever readings, these are the readings you took, you calculated the difference between the reading value and the true value for each reading, and this is what you get. So absolute accuracy will be mod of the maximum one, this is the maximum one, minus 3. Okay, either in positive or negative direction, both. Okay, whichever is maximum, because after modulus anyway it will come out to be positive. So minus 3 model will be 3 volt. Okay, so that is your absolute accuracy. Relative accuracy will be 3 divided by 50, that is true value, into 100, that comes out to be 6%. Okay, so these are the 2 terms used in the accuracy. Okay, there is 2 terms used in precision. One is precision and one is bias. So precision is modulus of maximum deviation of readings from the mean value of readings. Okay, and bias is something which is the deviation of true value from the mean value, modulus. Okay, so these are the 2 terms used in precision. So the same example, let's see with respect to this precision and bias. So first you can calculate the mean value of readings, that is 47 plus 52 plus 51 plus 48 divided by 4, that comes out to be 49.5 volt. Now the deviation you will calculate with respect to this mean value, not with true value. Previously you used to calculate with respect to true value in accuracy case, but here you will calculate with respect to the mean value. So 47 minus 49.5, that is minus 2.5, 52 minus 49.5, that is 2.5, 51 minus 49.5, that is 1.5, 48 minus 49.5, that is minus 1.5. These are volts. So precision will be modulus of the maximum one, which is minus 2.5. If you take mod, you will be having 2.5 volt. Okay, so this is your precision. Now bias can be calculated, the modulus of true value minus the mean value, that is 50 minus 49.5, modulus you will take, you will get 0.5 volt. Okay, so bias is something that should be ideally 0. Okay, so it is like biasing, it should start from 0 only. So this is what it calculates. So whenever you take reading, you will have to subtract the bias from every reading to get the correct one. Okay, so this is what bias mean. And precise is something that how precisely it can take readings. Okay, so that is what we can see here. It is mean value is 49.5, and it can take precisely within the range of 2.5 volt. Okay. Okay, let's see an example where you can apply all of these. A known voltage of 100 volts is read 5 times, true value is 100 volt, is read 5 times by a voltmeter, and following readings are observed: 104 volt, 103 volt, 105 volt, 103 volt, 105 volt. You have to calculate all the parameters of accuracy and precision. Okay, so like accuracy, relative accuracy, and then precision and bias, everything you have to calculate. Okay, let's look at the solution. First, calculate the mean value of the readings which will be used in calculation of precise. So 104 plus 103 plus 105 plus 103 plus 105 divided by 5, that comes out to be 104 volts. Calculate the deviations with respect to the 100 volt, the readings. So that is 104 minus 100, 103 minus 100, 105 minus 100, 103 minus 100, 105 minus 100. That comes out to be 43035. So maximum you can see mod is 5 volts. So accuracy will be 5. Percentage relative accuracy will be 5 divided by true value, that is 100 into 100, that comes out to be 5%. Now to calculate precise, calculate the deviation from the deviations of readings from the mean value. So 104 minus 104 is equal to 0, 103 minus 104 is equal to minus 1, 105 minus 104 is equal to 1, 103 minus 104 is equal to minus 1, 105 minus 104 is equal to 1. So modulus of maximum is 1, that is, or minus 1. So modulus will come out to be 1 volt. So precision is 1 volt. Bias is the deviation of the mean value with respect to the true value. So either you do 104 minus 100 or 100 minus 104. Because of the modulus, you will get plus 4 volt only. Okay, so this is your bias, this is your precision, and this is your accuracy. Okay, so now you can see how accuracy and precision is there in the reading. So accuracy is something that is maximum how much it is going deviating, that is 5 volt we can see from the 100 volt. And precision is every time you are taking the measurement, it is just only a difference of 1 only with the mean value. So either it is 104 or 103, 105, like this. So that is what precision is saying. And then bias is something that 4 volts means you have to calibrate your instrument to remove this bias, else what will happen, your readings will not be correct. So if you recalibrate the instrument and remove the bias, then what will be the readings? if you remove this becomes 0, then just subtract from each readings 4 volt. So 99 volt, then this will be sorry, this is 100 volt, then 99 volts, then 101, then 99, then 101. Okay, these will be the readings if you will remove the bias. Okay, why? Because I have subtracted 104 minus 4, 103 minus 4, that is what I have done here. So this will be the actual reading, okay, if you will remove the bias. So this is what it means. So bias means your readings are not correct, they are having some sort of bias. So if you want to remove that bias, you have to recalibrate the instrument, which means you have to subtract the whatever bias value is from each reading. Okay, that will be a correct reading. So after calibration, what you will have, your average will be, this mean value will be equal to true value, that comes out to be 100 volts, and your precision will be still 1 volt. Okay, if you will calculate in the new readings. So this is something you can imagine in the instrument. Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you.